Hello everybody and welcome back. In this tutorial we're gonna put everything together to make it work. So we have almost everything we need. So we're gonna make a script here. And we're gonna make this H10 car crash controller. So we're gonna have this on the wall ref. We can actually remove at this point. So if we do have the wall mesh and we add this script here and we open it up. So we need to add some stuff here. So I actually made some stuff. I don't think we don't need to do it from scratch. So I can just copy the code and explain what's happening. So we're gonna need to have using so let's just rearrange it a little bit. So here you see I have VFX. We need the VFX and we're gonna make it in all right, so we have the script on the wall mesh, and if we open this one up, and I'm gonna paste some code and walk you through it so it goes a little bit faster. So you need to add this one because Unity Engine VFX, we're gonna use VFX later on. And I'm actually using execute in edit mode, so I can partly use it in edit mode without playing. So here is the VFX we're going to use to do the debris, the wall material. I'm actually going to save this script. And here in Unity, I'm going to populate it, and I think you understand it a little bit better. So the VFX, we haven't made it yet, so it's going to be empty. The wall material is this Vertex Animation wall material. And the car animator is the car here. So it has an animator here, right? So we put the car animator here, and we know the frame rate is 24. And we know that because here it says 24. And this is default, so you never need to change this. And also we have 150. You can see that's what we put in on the car. And that's also what we put in here in the Vertex Animation Textures. So that's why these numbers are what they are. And start animation, that's I'm going to explain soon. So here we have the VFX. It's not populated yet. We're going to address it later. And we have the wall material, car animator, and these stuff that I explained, and this toggle thing, right? So in start, I'm going to do stop playback with the car. And I'm also going to make it not enabled, so it doesn't play. And I'm also going to do animation length. So I do 150 divided by 24. So then we get the length of the time. So it's approximately 6 seconds something. And I'm also going to make sure that the wall material is displayed frame 1. And here you see it's animating. So the wall material is auto playback. So if we untoggle it, you see display frame here. So you can see here, we can choose what frame we want it to be show. So we're going to have this, if we do 0 here, it's going to show this result, but 1 going to be this one. So that's why we put 1 here. And then we have in the update, we do, if you have start animator, start animation. So that's the toggle button here. Then it's going to start coroutine and start this function down here. And immediately it's going to set the start animation to false. So it only happens during one click. So here we do car animation, animator is enabled. And then we have a for loop. And this part I'm going to show later. So the time is 0. And as long as the time is less than an animation length, that's approximately 6 seconds in this case, we add the delta time. So the wall material want a value between 1 and 150. So time here is multiplied with 24. So let's say when the time is 1 second, it's gone through 24 frames. So this one expect what frame to display, right? And the car animator expects a value normalized between 0 and 1. So then we do the time divided by the animation length. So when time is equal the total time, and that is animation length divided by it, it's going to be 1. So this value is always between 0 and 1. So when this loop is finished and it kind of played all the simulation, all the frames and animation, I do reset it. So after 150 frames, it's going to do the display frame rate to 1. And the car animator going to set the play position to 0. And then I actually do wait 1 frame, and then I do car animator enable to false. Because if I do this without this one, it won't. It will do it on the same frame, and then it will actually make it false, enable to false, while the car animator is in the wall. So here I set it to the beginning, wait 1 frame, and then make sure it's paused. So that's how it works. And if we now try it out. So if we hit play, and then we do start animation, bam, super cool. Here we got it. So this is how it's made. So now we're just gonna add some debris to it. So we have even more effect. And why it is like this is because it's a convex shape. And we could actually change that. So in here, we can, if we change the collision to convex hull, do concave, then it should actually, yeah, you see here, now it placed onto the car. But I'm not going to go through and import it one more time because I'm just going to make this tutorial short as possible. So now we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a blast. So here you see, we're gonna do delete non-selected. So if I do one here, you see this piece here. So if I do scroll through it, let's say this piece here, this is gonna be our debris piece. So if I do unpack, and then I'm actually gonna do match size. So this one is centering the part to the center because it's actually up here, right? But if I do this node, it's gonna center it down to here. And this is good because this is really good piece we're gonna have for VFX. So we're gonna do transform. It's gonna be scale to unity size, and then we're gonna do a raw FBX output, and this is gonna be debris piece like this. Save to disk, and then we have it here, debris piece here. So we're gonna first make a material for it. So we're gonna just make create a shader graph, lit shader graph. So it's gonna be debris. And if we open this one up, we're just gonna do, so if we look at this one, this is the concrete thing that we made for our wall, and we're just gonna copy this part and go into the debris material and paste it here, put it here, and then one last thing we're gonna do, support VFX graph, and we're gonna save it. And now if we do, we have the same kind of material on it, super nice. So now we're just gonna make this VFX thing. So we're gonna do visual effect graph, and do a minimal system. And we do VFX debris. So we put it here, and if we open up this, first off, we're just going to place this one to the VFX. Then we go into this one, and we're just going to make some small stuff. We're not going to work a lot with it, but we're going to make some thing here. We're going to have an event. So we're going to have an on play. So what this does, we're going to trigger this event from script. And in the spawn system, we're going to have a single burst. So only one time we're going to have 500 pieces that we're going to spawn. And here we're going to have a capacity. We need to have it more than 500. So yeah, 600. And here we're going to do a set lifetime. Actually, I'm going to remove it and do set lifetime random. So the lifetime random going to be from 0.522. And we're also going to set position. And I'm not going to do it like that. I'm actually going to do set position. We're going to have shape, and we're going to do arc circle. So now we're just going to have a circle where it spawns. So here, am I thinking right about this? So we better see what we're doing here. So we're going to do constant spawn rate. So I'm going to go through it, and it will possibly be more surface. We're going to have that to volume, because we don't want it to be on the circle itself. We want to have it like the holes, like a plate, right? And we're going to do set velocity from direction. And it's going to be this node here. And now you see it's actually starting to spawn down here. This is nice, it's working. And we're also gonna do set size. And we're gonna have set size 0.3. Actually, we do set random size. So we have between 0.3 to 0.7. We have different sizes. And we're also going to do, let's see what we're going to do. Yeah, so this is going to be in the initialize particle, right? And then we're going to do in the update, we're going to actually add gravity. So now you see they fall down. And we're going to do linear drag. So they kind of have some air resistance. Then we're going to do collide plane, so it collides with the ground, as you see here. So we're going to have some friction, so they kind of stop when they land. So that's nice. And then we're actually not going to have these quads. We're going to remove it, and we're going to do output particle mesh. We're going to do delete one. So we have here the debris piece. So we're going to put here. And why this works is because we okay, we also need to do read write here. This is super important. And let's see, apply. And now you see the pieces are actually, it works. But we also need to put the correct shader here. So the shader is this is the debris shader. So we need to pick the sub shader in it. Now you see it works. And we're going to address this stuff soon. And the last thing we're going to do here is multiply size over life. So they're going to be like this. Big and then small, right? So this is actually the almost everything we're going to do. So here we're going to do, there are a little bit strange going on here, right? So collide with plane, I'm going to do rough surface. And the bounce, I'm going to turn it down to 0. Yeah. And here actually we're going to put one more thing. Because I don't want it to be, all the pieces are standing upright like this. So we're going to do the set angle. And we're going to do a random number. And we're just going to do it, the angle going to be, yeah, negative 180 to max 180. And put it into the angle. Now you see they're actually falling down in different angles. And we're gonna remove this constant spawn rate, and we're gonna have this single burst. Okay, we need to tweak it a little bit more. So if we do here, we can, on the event, we can actually click send here to send. And I want the force to be a little bit stronger. And how should we do this? Velocity, of course. Speed mode, random. Min speed. And max speed. Yeah. Now we're talking. So now it's going to be send. Yeah, we're going to try it out. So let's see one more time if it's very low, you see. So we're going to do the position, set position. The position going to be more upwards like this. So that's going to be super nice. So if we save this one and then we go back, so we have the scene here. Let's see. So we have it plugged in this one. So if we take the material and then we do the display frame, you see on display frame 11, that's where it will hit it. So actually we want to spawn it and then we have this in-frame interpolation. We want to use that one too. So at frame 10, we want the pieces to be spawned. So here it's going to be, and actually it's on the wrong direction. So we're just going to rotate it. And then it works. So let's see now. It's a little bit high. So I'm going to go into the debris and I'm just going to radius a little bit less. Wow. 0.8. And then we do play again. Yeah, that's going to be good enough. So because we know at on the wall material at display frame 10, that's when it starts to crack. Then we can, in the code, like hard code it, you can do it so much nicer. But here we add this if statement and this bool. And this bool is only do once. So if this happens and do once is true, this is done. But then we do once false, which means it will never be true again. So then we know it's only going to play this one once. And here we have the time. And the time multiplied by 10. So when it is 10 frames, no, I'm so sorry. It is correct as it is. Here is the frames. So when it hits, when the time is, okay, so when the time is multiplied with the frame rate, then we know if it's done is more than 10, then we know it should start the VFX. And because we just did this event up here, and we did one on play, And this event, we can just call that event here. So vfx.sendEvent on play. So by doing this, now everything should work. So let's make the code work, and in Unity, if we do play, and we press start animation, we have it working. Super nice. And yeah, we could actually tweak the breeze a little bit. Maybe do it 500 is a lot. And we could change the size to be 1. Let's see how this one works. Yeah, it was a little bit better. Bam. Cool. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this. So see you in the future.